Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It is almost 2025 and I'm so excited for this video. Today we're going to be talking about all my anticipated releases for 2025. Okay, so in order to make this a little easier for myself, I went ahead and created the list here on my iPad, and I'll be sharing a brief quick synopsis of what each book is about, with the exception of the ones that are a third or second book in the series. So without further ado, let's begin. In this list, I have a total of 22 books that I want to talk about. I've come to realize that most of my anticipated releases for the year are happening in the beginning half of the year opposed to the second half of the year. Also keep in mind, these are the release dates that I found on Goodreads. I'm not sure if they will change, so just keep that in mind. This is what I found on Goodreads. This is what the expected release dates are as of today. But again, with publishing and all that, it might change. The first book that I want to talk about that unfortunately doesn't come out until January 25th is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the third book in the Empyrean series, and I am so freaking excited for this damn book to come out. You guys have no idea. The way that Iron Flame ended, like, it is almost an insult that I guess I can't complain, because some people read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame back to back and then they had to wait a whole year for the next book in the series to come. I started Iron Flame last year and I stopped reading it at page 200 because I needed a break from it. Then I picked it back up in December of this year, and I'm so glad that Onyx Storm is coming out in January, because I just can't wait to get my hands on that book, given the fact of the way that Iron Flame ended, okay? So I'm so excited. It's such a shame though that it's not going to be in my hands until January 25th. This is my most anticipated book release of January. Being released on January 14th is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. This is the next Alice Feeney book, you know, and I love her books so much. I love that they're very plot twisty and you never see that coming type of experience. I love that about Alice Feeney. I love her writing. This is another one of those books I have a feeling I'm gonna really love, because it's a psychological thriller about a marriage. And we all know I love those. The million-copy best-selling queen of twists, Alice Feeney returns with the gripping and deliciously dark thriller about marriage and revenge. Say no more. Releasing on January 25th is Adrienne Young's newest book. I love Adrienne Young's writing. I'm super excited about this one, and that is A Sea of Unspoken Things. Now, Adrienne Young tends to write very lyrical and poetic and beautiful and lush. Her books are very magical realism driven, so I'm so excited to get my hands on this one because I know I'm gonna enjoy it. This one's about a woman who investigates her brother's mysterious death while coming to terms with her own haunting past. I mean, I know it's gonna be gothic and creepy and it's gonna have lush writing, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. Then we have Frida McFadden's newest release, The Crash, which will be coming out on January 28th. This is another thriller. We all know how Frida McFadden writes. I can't really say that I love her books yet. I've only read The Housemaid. I think that's the only book I've read so far from her, and I enjoyed it. This one though takes place during a blizzard. It's cold. It sounds like it's very atmospheric, and I'm so excited for it. The nightmare she's running from is nothing compared to where she's headed. Tegan is 8 months pregnant, alone, and desperately wants to put her crumbling life in the rearview mirror. She hits the road, planning to stay with her brother until she can figure out her next move, but she doesn't realize she's heading straight into a blizzard. I mean, come on. Cold, atmospheric, wintry. These are the kind of books that I crave at the end of December for the rest of January, is cold, atmospheric thriller books. They just do it for me. Those are the kind of books with the atmospheric setting that just do it for me every single time in January. Moving on to February. February, I have quite a bit of books that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm so excited for all these new releases. First up, we have Deep End. This is Ali Hazelwood's next book, okay, next release. We all know how much I love Ali Hazelwood. I mean, she has her own shelf. I enjoy all of her books. I've read most of her books except for her newest release that came out last year, and her book with 3 novellas in it. I haven't read those yet. This one is a sports contemporary romance. It'll be released February 4th. A competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in this steamy college romance. So it's college sports romance, steamy, Ali Hazelwood writing. exciting. Sign me up. Next up, we have the third book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. Now, I've read Butcher and Blackbird. I have still not read Leather and Lark, but I know I'm gonna love it because I loved Butcher and Blackbird, and I know the audiobooks are just as fantastic, if not even better. So there's no surprise to anyone that I can't wait for Scythe and Sorrow. This one is about a circle motorcycle performer, which is very unique, by the name of Rose, who meets a lonely small-town doctor, Fionn, after a night of murderous adventures go awry. I am excited for this one. This one is coming out February 11th. I can't wait. Then we have the second book in the Crimson Moth series, and that is Rebel Witch, releasing on February 18th. I mean, I had my ups and downs with Crimson Moth, but I had such a great time towards the second half of the book. I think I gave it a 4-star, if I'm not mistaken. I just enjoyed where the story was going, so I'm very excited for Rebel Witch. I can't wait to continue this series and see what happens. Then we have Book Boyfriend, and just the cover alone is so stinking cute. I have no idea what this book is about. I know this is a contemporary romance and it's a book about books. Sign me up, okay? A book about books, contemporary romance, please. Now this one is by Emily Wilbury and Austin Sigmund Broca. I know I've read a book from them and I really enjoyed it, and it was another like bookish book about two writers, I believe. And I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, I'll put the other book up here because I forgot the name of it, but I really enjoyed that book and I really enjoyed this duet's writing. I really enjoy how they write, how their writing style meshes well together, and it just flows so perfectly. So I can't wait. I have a feeling that these authors really like to write about authors, writers, bookish themed books. You know, they like to incorporate bookish themes in their books, and I really enjoy a book like that. I am a sucker for a book about books. This one will be releasing February 25th. Then we have the fifth book in the Finlay Donovan series. I think that's the name of the series. I could be mistaken, but I really love this series so much. Now, this is the fifth installment, Finlay Donovan Digs Her Own Grave by Elle Casamano, and I've read books 1 through 3. I still have yet to read book 4, but I think book 4 is more like a little novella about her sidekick best friend, Victoria, if I'm not mistaken. So I haven't gotten to that one yet, but this one is the fifth book in the series, and I am so excited about this. I love this cozy mystery. If you didn't know what these books are about, these are following Finlay Donovan, and they're cozy mysteries about a single mom of 2 kids who happens to also be an author, and she is struggling with life until she gets a proposition from a very rich housewife who wants to murder her husband and pays Finlay to do it. Now, the reason why this is so funny is because Finlay was having a meeting at a Panera Bread with her editor talking about her next book, and her next book happened to be a hitman mystery. And so the wife sitting at a table away from her doesn't realize that she's talking about her next book installment and thinks that Finlay is a hit woman, and so decides to hire her to basically her husband. What I love about these books is that they're like so relatable because she is a mom of 2, struggling on the day-to-day of how to be a good mom and just trying to stay afloat. She's also a writer, so we have that. And then she can't help but to get herself in trouble in every single book. And there's almost kind of like a continuing mystery that unravels in every book. And it's just so fun. I really enjoy these books so much. Finlay Donovan is Killing It was my first cozy mystery, and it was just a great way to like dip my feet into a genre that I wasn't really familiar with or I didn't really like that much, because Finlay is a mom of 2. It is so relatable and it's so funny. The books are so funny. I love it. So I can't wait for this one. This one comes out March 15th. Now, releasing on March 13th is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series by Laurie Gilmore. This one is called The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I mean, come on. How freaking gorgeous are all her books? They're all cozy mystery romances because they all have a little bit of mystery in each book, and they're all small town romances, which we love. And what I love about her books too is that all of them are themed. Like, some of them take place in the summer, some of them take place in the fall. This one is a single dad small town spring romance. Say no more. Also releasing on March 13th is Lucy Score's first book in a new series that she's coming out with, which I'm so excited because I love Lucy Score. That is Story of My Life. releasing on March 13th. This is the first book in a small town series, and I'm so excited. Hazel is given a 1-2 punch when she's forced to move out of her Upper East Side apartment and is given a final warning from her publisher. So it's also bookish. I'm so freaking excited, you guys. A note from the author. This series is my love letter to every reader who said they wanted to move to a fictional town. So are we talking about like a town that's just so bookish worthy and so magical? Like, what is this? A small town? You know, Lucy Score writes Steam. What are we getting ourselves into? A publisher? Like a writer? A small town romance? First book in the series? Can't wait. Then we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This one is going to be releasing April 1st. I don't know what this book is about. I love all of Abby Jimenez's book covers. I mean, all of her book covers are so freaking beautiful. This one looks like it might take place in the spring. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what it's about. Abby Jimenez is an automatic buy for me. I can't wait to read this one. I'm so excited. Being released on April 8th is one of my most anticipated books of April, okay? That is going to be Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third book in the Powerless trilogy. I mean, what can I say about this freaking series, you guys? I love this series so much. Like, I cannot wait to get my hands on it. A lot of people didn't like how Reckless ended and where the story is going. I did. I enjoy it. I am a true sucker for this romantasy series. I am a die-hard fan for the Powerless trilogy. So I feel like at this point, Lauren Roberts can literally shit on paper and I will eat it up every single time. I just love the way that she writes, how she builds her characters, the connection that she makes the characters have with each other, the fact that there is no steam and these are YA romances, but freaking pull every emotion out of my soul based on the way that she writes her tension and her angst. No one can do it better than Lauren Roberts, you guys. And if you don't agree, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so freaking excited. And also being released April 8th is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This one is the second book in the Wicked Game series. I believe these are going to be standalone books in the same series that take place in the same world. I'm not sure. I know that each book, it's its own thing and it's not a continuing book in the series per se, but I'm so excited because I freaking love Phantasma that I have a feeling I'm just gonna devour this book even more. The caption on this was just so interesting. It said, Ready or Not meets Throne of the Fallen in a spicy enemies to lovers fantasy romance where an Italian getaway turns deadly after a young woman is trapped in her host family's cursed game. Oh my gosh, so are we gonna have deadly trials? Are we gonna have like gothic vibes? Because look at this freaking cover. This is gonna be perfect towards the end of spring, the beginning of fall. I can't wait. Then we have Emily Henry's newest book, newest release, releasing on April 22nd, and that is Great Big Beautiful World. I don't really care. This is another author where I automatically buy. Anything that she writes, I read, I devour, I love, and I buy. And there's no exception to this one either. What I love about this one is that this is about two writers. Two writers compete for the chance to tell the larger-than-life story of a woman with more than a couple of plot twists up her sleeve. I can't wait, I'm so excited. Then we have the second book in the Saga of the Unfated series. I haven't read A Fate Ink and Blood yet by Danielle L. Jensen, but I know I'm gonna freaking love that book. I know the hype is gonna be worth it. I think I will be reading it in January. Like, I think that is going to be part of my TBR and I'm so excited. So, even though I haven't read book 1, I can't wait for book 2 because I know I'm gonna love book 1. Book 2 is called A Curse Carved in Bone. And I have heard nothing but fantastic things about the first book. I have heard nothing but great things about it. So I'm so freaking excited. Maybe I should just wait until the second book releases May 13th. Maybe I'll read it in April just so that I'm not anticipating the next book that long, you know? I don't know. But I can't wait. I'm excited. We have a new gothic fantasy romance by Rachel Gilling coming out on May 20th, The Night and the Moth. And I just can't wait because I did enjoy the Shepherd's King series, I think it's called. I did enjoy One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I enjoy this author's writing and the gothic-y atmospheric vibes that she provides in her books. So I feel like this is going to be another hit for me. This is her next gothic fantasy romance. It says, a prophetess who is forced beyond the safety of her cloister on an impossible quest to defeat the gods with the one knight whose future is beyond her sight. Is it forbidden love? I don't know, but I'm freaking excited. The next Catherine Center book is called The Love Haters. and it will be releasing May 20th. Anything Catherine Center writes, I love. I haven't read the rom-commers yet, but I've heard it's so freaking good. All I know about this one is a little blurb that says it's a thin line between love and love-hating. Is this an enemies to lovers? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Releasing on June 3rd, Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady. Another contemporary romance. It looks like it's a small town. I freaking love the cover, and it's a book about books. Rivalry and romance spark when two bookstore managers who are opposites in every way find themselves competing for the same promotion. I love that. I love that trope. Enemies to lovers, competing for the same position, bookish themed. Yes, please. Ashley Poston's next book comes out June 17th, and that is Sounds Like Love. I freaking love all of her freaking covers. Like, look how beautiful all her highlighter covers are. They're just so stunning. I really didn't like a novel love story. It wasn't for me, but doesn't mean I don't love Ashley Poston's writing. She likes to write a lot of magical realism, and I freaking love her writing. Like, her writing, not only is it rich and lush, but she sprinkles in there some kind of magical element that I just eat up every single time. A hit-making songwriter and a bitter musician share a startling and inexplicable connection that they'll do anything to shake. I will be honest though, I don't really like books about musicians. I just don't. I don't like it. But doesn't mean I might not like this one. So either way, I can't wait to read her next new release. Then we have Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. This one is going to be releasing on June 24th. This one, again, it sounds like it's another psychological turmoil marriage thriller, and I freaking love that trope. Okay, I love it. Three women are connected by the one man in this kaleidoscope thriller. So is this like a cheating husband and all these three women meet under the circumstances? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. I did enjoy, what's the last book I read from her? And I think I read it in January of 2024. None of This Is True. That book was so freaking good. So I can't wait to dive into another one of her books where it's very psychological. It's very plot twisty. It's just twists and turns at every corner, and it's the kind of book and writing that you will never see it coming. You will never guess. I can't wait. Then the last book on my list is the second book in the Into the Darkness series by Nevessa Allen. Caught Up is being released on June 25th. And listen, I know I have not read Lights Out yet, but I know I'm gonna love it because it's a masked men stalker dark rom-com, okay? And the first book was such a hit. I've heard such great things about the first book that people were dying and begging the author to tell them when the next book is going to be released. So I'm excited because I still haven't read the first book. I might read one month and one the next month, but I know I'm going to have a good time. And the cover, is this another masked man? I don't know, but I'm so excited to find out. I wanted this woman, and I was a man who always got what he wanted. Say no more. I'm in. I can't wait. Okay, you guys, so those are all the books that I can't wait to get to and read and have my hands on in 2025. I feel like 2025 is going to be such a good reading year for me because the first half of the year already, all of these great books, anticipated releases are coming out, and I'm just so freaking excited. I've also been reading a lot more romantasy lately, and I am building a stronger foundation of understanding when it comes to fantasy, and I feel like I am to the point where it doesn't burn me out to read back-to-back fantasy romances, and that is one of my goals for 2025. Like, I want to read more fantasy. So I'm glad I'm doing it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was fun to talk about. I can't wait for the next end of the year where we talk about the back end of the year and my most anticipated releases then, because I know that there's books out there now that I have my eye on, but I know there's going to be more to come based on the books that I read in the first half of the year. I hope you're just as excited for 2025 as I am. I feel like this year is going to be such a great year with all these new great releases coming out and all these great epic romantasies. So there you have it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!